Do you sell boxes, cards, whatever it may be on tcgplayer, eBay, Amazon, your own website? Maybe you're starting out, maybe you've already done it, maybe you just need some tips. Well, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and share my experiences and how to kind of best pack different boxes and realistically just the best way to get stuff shipped both cheaply and, very safe, very secure. So let's kind of get into it. My name is Victor. I run setsinglesandsirs.com. I also have a TCG player by the same name. We've done over $10,000 in sales just on the website alone. We've got over 1.5k transactions on TCG player, and here's how we do it. Because recently I've been getting destroyed boxes. I've been scooping up a couple, like New Capenna, a couple other different Magic boxes, and they have come smushed, destroyed, a bunch of different stuff. One had a hole in the box, through the packaging, through everything. Packaging wasn't very good. It wasn't exactly their fault, but, packaging wasn't very great. So, let's kind of get into it. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, let me know. I'll keep making more, and drop a subscribe if you want. So, let's go. Alright folks, this is a little later. I thought I'd just interject at the beginning of the video, because I realize there's a couple things. I know this may be more geared towards beginners, so I'm going to clarify a few things that I reference throughout the video. So, when I go ahead, grab a box, I shake it, and I hold it up to the mic, that's called the shake test. Essentially, you don't want anything really bouncing around, rattling, anything like that. That's how you get dent corners, teared seals, really anything that's not good. On that topic, dented corners, teared seals, any sort of rips in the seal, any sort of kind of stickers that weren't meant to be there, that sort of stuff when you're selling sealed should be disclosed. Most buyers, they're going to buy it to rip it, so it doesn't really have an effect, but it is generally the industry standard, very fair to just disclose that information beforehand. If it's like a big tear, then you do generally want to knock off some bucks for that, just because most people aren't going to be very interested, or you kind of narrow down your market, essentially. So, another thing I want to talk about is what supplies to use. So, I use two different supplies. I use bubble wrap. There we go. So I use bubble wrap. This is from my Japanese supplier. Don't really buy from them anymore for obvious reasons, but you can get thick bubble wrap. I recommend kind of the thinner rolls, as well as the brown paper. So, brown paper, if you order a ton from Amazon, you're going to get a bunch of that. Just keep it. Might as well. Other than that, bubble wrap rolls and brown paper rolls, the craft brown paper, you can get both of those from Uline. I will say, if you're buying in bulk, buy in bulk, because they do have a shipping fee. They only do like one-day delivery, that sort of stuff. It's kind of weird, but you can get a lot of stuff off Amazon as well. But generally, you're going to want a few of those things. I would say you can also go to like Office Depot. They sell a whole roll of bubble wrap by the square foot for like 16, 20 bucks. It lasted me pretty long. I would definitely say go for that. And yeah, one last bit. Essentially, what you're trying to do when you're packaging everything, say you have, I don't know, a magic box in here, right? So you put your silly little magic box in here. You see how there's space at the top. When you shake it, it's going to rattle around. You want to put some paper, something, it doesn't have to be super sparse, but notice how it rattles around a lot less. That prevents any breaks, any damage, anything like that. So, with that being said, let's kind of get back into it, alright? So, my site focuses mainly on Pokemon, so I'm going to start with Pokemon first, and kind of give you guys the rundown here. So, we do sell Japanese stuff as well as English, kind of cutting down on all of this, switching to singles on the site, but we do have this Uline box. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second, because it's super duper quick to kind of assemble, which I love, but here you go. This is a So this is a 6x6x2 box from Uline, the white cardboard ones. If you're shipping, just one box, what I like to do is grab a piece over here of just the brown paper. I like to double up on it. I don't have a double up piece right now, but double it up, kind of wrap it all around like this, and then all you have to do is slot it right into the box. Would you look at that? Fits perfectly. Close it up, bam. Shaking it, you can barely hear the movement, right? So, that's what you're going to want to do for your Japanese boxes. You can do that. You can fit 2 of the thin boxes in here as well. These, this is Battle Partners, or not Battle Partners, some other Battle Region. There we go. So that's how we do Japanese stuff. If you get multiple Japanese stuff, you have the Uline 6x6x2. 6x6x4. It's the exact same thing, just a bit bigger. This holds 2 boxes of Japanese stuff, or Mr. P here. Same thing, bubble wrap, or if you want the brown shipping paper, slap it right in here. Put a little bit of bubble wrap, some paper, something of the sort, and you close her on up. And would you look at that? Fits perfectly. This does need, a little bit more packaging, some bubble wrap, whatever it may be. But all in all, super safe, super secure. These boxes run you about $2 a piece, maybe a little less. These Uline ones, well, they're both Uline. These are just slightly cheaper, slightly smaller. You get the whole shtick. But what if you get an order of, say, 3 boxes? What if you get an order of an ETB? What if you get something like that? So, for ETBs, specifically just one, plus some add-ons, I do have these Uline 10x10x4s. These close up real nice, and they'll fit one ETB as well as a couple other things. So let me grab a Journey Together. Kind of show you guys right here. I'm not going to close this one up, but put your Journey Together in here. You have a little bit of room left. I like to fill it with, I tend to put a packing slip, some stickers, whatever it may be. Sometimes people order, a small Japanese box, some singles, something of the sort, so that gives you plenty of space. Obviously, you could do something smaller. You can do a 8x8x4. That will also fit a lot better here and kind of keep everything a lot more tight. I just don't have that. I like the variants. I like the option of adding extra cards or extra boxes, whatever it may be in there. That's how we're going to do Pokemon. Now we're going to do Magic. If you sell just one box, there's these 9x6x3 boxes. This one isn't Uline. Same concept though. So all you need to do, grab your box, slot it in. Look how well this fits. Look at that. Barely any shake. All you need, a little bit of padding right here. I like to put some padding around it as well, but you don't need to be super serious about it. The box itself is pretty good. You can just keep it rolling that way. Now, we kind of have that out of the way. Alrighty, so for 2 Magic the Gathering draft boxes, I like to get these Walmart brand 11x7.5x5.5 boxes. These fit 2 almost perfectly. I'm not going to show it for just logistics reasons, but these boxes, pretty good. I like them. They're super cheap. They're, I think, 90 cents a box, 50 cents a box, something super cheap, but still pretty sturdy, pretty reliable. Obviously, always use bubble wrap, packing paper. I'm not a huge fan of packing peanuts, but if that's what you've got, that's what you've got. No worries there. Obviously, for stuff like, maybe a Deadpool secret lair, you can always grab some nice little 9x4 envelopes, I believe is a standard size. Slot it in there, maybe with a rigid piece of cardboard, just to kind of hold it in, and you are off to the races. So that is another thing you can do. Obviously, we're going to have timestamps here. I'm going to break everything down for you all, just so you don't have to go back and forth. You can just look in the description for everything. but I do just want to get this out. Kind of a quick, short video just for everyone to really get what they need and get out. So, alrighty. And there is a different Walmart size. I believe it's like 15 by 15 by 4 by 10. Something of the sort. It's pretty good. Definitely use that if you have a ton of different stuff, oddly shaped stuff. But let's get into the important part kind of when it comes to shipping. Use a third-party shipping service. Use Shippo or ShipStation. I believe there's a couple others. Those are the primary ones I've heard of. Shippo's the one I use. I'm not really going to drop a link or anything. I don't even know if they have a referral program. Check the description if they do. You can use that. That'd be cool. If not, just look it up, shippo.com. Pretty easy. And yeah, they get discounted rates. It's really good. I've seen some people pay upwards of $50 to ship me a pack of like 3 booster boxes for Magic at the post office. Guys, if you intend to do this as a business, get yourself a label printer. I use a Rollo wireless. It's like $250. Comes with 500 sheets of the little pads. Super quick, super easy. Use Shippo, ShipStation. Like I said, I use Shippo. Integrates super easily over Wi-Fi, and you get a huge discount. They do FedEx, UPS, and USPS. Generally, I ship USPS ground for everything, just because they have the like minimum insurance already. Super cheap to add a signature. Shippo lets you add extra insurance if you want. And overall, you get huge discounts. I can ship stuff, like these boxes at this weight. Basically, anywhere in the country is going to be about $4.50 to $4.90. The only exception for me, since I'm in Florida, is California. For that, I do use FedEx, and it comes up to around $4.50 anyway. For these, slightly more expensive. I think it comes to $5.50, something of the sort. Super cheap. Anything bigger than that or heavier than these boxes, you will start paying, in the $7 range, and you can get pretty pricey up there. On the site, I do a flat rate of $10 shipping for anything over $19.99, and honestly, that covers most shipping expenses. I have customers that would buy multiple booster boxes, multiple ETBs, some Japanese stuff, kind of all cram it together, get a good price. And for me, the shipping cost was maybe $20, $25. So realistically, that's not bad at all. So please, 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 I don't care if you use the referral code, I don't care if you do whatever, use a shipping third-party site. eBay automatically gets you discounts, but for tcgplayer, don't go to the post office, don't wait in line, don't do any of that crap. Get Shippo, get ShipStation, get whatever it may be. Put the address, put the weight, get a little like food scale if you want. I use a Publix one. It's like $10, $15. Goes up to like 10 pounds, I think. Make sure you're weighing it accurately. Make sure you print it out, just tape it on. If you have a Rollo, then it just peels. It's super easy. So that pretty much covers it. If you guys are looking for single cards or how to ship those, anything of that sort, I have a different video. I'll put it somewhere over here, and that covers, most of your basis as a tcgplayer seller. I will say selling is super important. It's super important to keep a good reputation. It's super important to keep packages safe and secure. Don't stack boxes on top of each other. They'll rub and rip the packaging. I had something happen like that with a War of the Spark box I bought, which is unfortunate because it went up in price and I don't have any now, so sucks to suck. If you guys need any other advice, leave it in the comments. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see next. This is just a quick little rundown to get everyone in and out, get that shipping going, get those good ratings, and just kind of, make the TCG world a little bit of a better place, a little easier for everyone. So yeah, that's it. Take care, y'all.